Today I'm at Pawsitive Beginnings Animal Sanctuary in the Florida Keys, which houses rescued foxes from the fur trade. And no, you did not hear that wrong. The fur trade. Contrary to popular belief, the fur trade is still very active not only around the world, but in the United States. Foxes are one of the key species that are targeted for this trade, and the ones you're about to meet in this video were all at one time stuck in the trade. Alright guys, well today we're here at Pawsitive Beginnings Fox Sanctuary. I'm alongside Nicole. Nicole, tell us a little bit about yourself and the sanctuary that you have.
So my name is Nicole Navarro and I am the executive director and founder here at Pawsitive Beginnings. I've always been in love with nature, so animals have always been a recurring theme in my life. In 2020 is when Pawsitive Beginnings was born, right at the height of the pandemic. So I affectionately refer to this as my pandemic project and fell in love with foxes. So in 2020 I took in 4 foxes and then it's been like 1 a year since. This is the first year I haven't taken in a fox. So there's 7 foxes here now that were all deemed undesirable or unprofitable by the fur farmer. As you'll see as we get to meet the foxes, some of them are missing tails, some of them have deformities, some of them are just elderly, so they were going to be discarded, which is sadly what happens on fur farms no matter what, whether they're profitable or not. So that's sort of how Pawsitive Beginnings was born. It was kind of a happy accident.
So the fur industry, it's something that's going here in the United States.
Yes.
That's something probably a lot of people out there don't know.
No, a lot of people I encounter don't even think of people wearing fur anymore. And definitely most people in the United States don't realize that fur farming is still taking place here. So yeah, most fur farms are north in the states that border Canada just because of the climate.
Right.
But yeah, fur farming is still legally taking place here in the United States.
Wow. Well, of course, that's something a lot of people, including myself, didn't even realize until I did research about this place. But I'm super excited to get up close with the foxes. Selena, I know you're really excited to get up close. So let's get right into it.
So this handsome young man is Reef. I got Reef when he was about 4 weeks old. I flew to Minnesota and drove back with him.
Wow.
He was surrendered because his mother started to eat him.
Really? Yes,
which is very common on fur farms due to the stress of the environment.
Wow.
The parents will unfortunately kill their young. So he's missing some toes on his front right paw. His tail is not the full bushy fox tail.
Hey, can I reach my hand up there?
Yeah.
Hi, Reef.
Oh, good boy. So yeah, he is definitely the most well-known. He's the most social because he was the first kit I took in. So he literally went everywhere with me when he was a baby.
And so the color of the fur on this fox, I was reading this online. This isn't something that occurs very naturally, right?
No. So all the foxes I have are red fox species, but only one fox I have is a color that would naturally occur in the wild. All of these colors are man-made in a sense. So just like humans have recessive genes, mammals have recessive genes. So as fur farming took off, it first started in the late 1800s on Prince Edward Island in Canada, and the only foxes that were being farmed were black foxes because they're super rare. But as they continue to breed and inbreed, just these recessive genes would pop out. So like his color would come out and then they just exploit that. And then a different color comes out and they exploit that.
Here, I can take the camera if you want to get up close with them.
Very fluffy. They do like toys.
I can see that. Look at all these toys.
Anything that squeaks, that makes them feel like they're hunting something is a big hit.
Not even my dog at home has this many toys.
Kai is actually our outreach fox. So when I go out in public to do education or presentations, Kai is the fox that I take out.
Is there a specific reason for that?
He's just calm in public. So foxes, when you pick them up, will either struggle, or they'll just submit. And he is submissive. But when he's here, he prefers to be hands-on.
How old is Kai?
Kai is 2.
2.
Reef is 3. Coral up there in the corner is also 3. And so Coral is the only fox I have whose color would naturally occur in the wild.
Wow.
The silver fox or the black fox.
This was my first time ever working with foxes. I was completely blown away by their unique personalities and playful behavior. This is playful behavior, right?
Yes, yeah. It's like a sibling disagreement. Is what that is. Yeah.
As Nicole mentioned, it's obvious to tell that some individuals have been through more trauma than others, but each of them have an incredibly unique and touching story.
And a lot of people also wonder why, once they've been rescued, they can't be released into the wild.
Yeah.
So these foxes are about 80 to 100 generations removed from any wild fox.
Wow.
And it is illegal to release captive bred wild animals because they could introduce these genetic defects.
Yeah, and the chances of them surviving in the wild
Chances of them
very
surviving are slim to none, just because they're never afforded the opportunity to be taught the basic things like hunting. You know, you can't teach your young to hunt when you're trapped in a cage.
Exactly.
So even though they do exhibit wild behaviors, you know, they'll chase lizards, they'll do this, you know, I mean, something sneaks in, you know, it meets its fate here, but they don't eat it.
Right.
They can't, they're just playing. They don't understand the concept of...
They just think of it as like a moving toy.
Right. So, yeah, chances of them surviving would be slim to none.
But it's so nice to see that they come from the fur industry and here they're living such a better life.
Right.
And they seem so much happier here
Right.
than they obviously were at the fur farm.
Right. I mean, the young ones never really knew pain or trauma, which is nice.
Yeah.
But all of the adults just sort of settled into island life really quickly. You know, I think it's with most species, human and non-human, you just have a sense of when you're safe. So, whoa, she loves being scratched under her chin. Oh, look at that.
Hi. Nicole does such amazing work with these foxes. Not only does she educate the public about the fur trade, but these foxes also serve as therapeutic animals.
What I've really found with foxes and children, because the foxes are so childlike in a way,
Yeah, exactly.
they're drawn to these children, especially that one there. Especially Sir Reef. You know, these children have been through things that, you know, most adults can't even imagine.
Right.
And, you know, I think for the kids, being able to see that these foxes went through what they went through and are now being cared for in the way that they deserve gives the children hope.
I got up close with every individual here. Of course, Reef was always hanging around, but getting to meet each individual was crazy fun. We even got to take a look at their stacked food fridge, and believe me, these foxes are very well fed. Their air-conditioned room to help them cope with that extreme Florida heat, and spent a lot of time with Nicole talking about each individual and why spreading awareness about the fur industry is so important. Well, we have met all of the foxes. It has been such a cool experience. Thank you so much, Nicole, for showing us around.
Thank you so much.
So where can people out there check out these foxes' stories?
So the easiest way to find us is through our website, pawsitivebeginnings.org, PAWSITIVE beginnings.org, and from there you'll find all our social media accounts.
And what are things that people out there can do to protect against fur farms here in the United States?
So obviously, with things like fur, if the demand goes away, the product will go away.
Exactly.
So the easiest thing people can do is not buy fur. And as silly as that sounds, you can take it one step further and not support companies that even sell fur. So say if you walk into a store for perfume but you see a fur coat, just walk back out.
Exactly.
Don't give them your money. You know, vote with your wallet.
Exactly, because if the companies start losing profit, that's when we'll finally see them start going away. But thank you so much again for showing us around. It was such an awesome experience. I don't know. I thought Reef went
back.
Yeah, Reef went away.
Went back to the AC.
He realized that he wasn't going to be on camera for this. But we'll see you guys on the next adventure.